Hello children, good afternoon. Now I am going to explain about active voice and passive voice. Already you know about active voice and passive voice. Active voice means the subject does the action, means we call that one as active voice. Passive voice means if the subject is the receiver of the action, means we call that one as passive voice. Here I wrote Tina broke the glass. Here Tina subject, broke verb, the glass object. Tina broke the glass. Here who does the action? Tina. She broke the glass. Hence we call that one as in active voice. Here the subject does the action. That's why we call this one as active voice. In the second sentence, what happened? The glass was broken by Tina. Here the glass. Here the glass subject was broken verb by Tina. Here Tina object. Here the glass was the receiver of the action. So hence we call that one as in passive voice. That one you know, active voice and passive voice. Here we have some rules to follow. That one we have how to change a sentence into active voice to passive voice. The first one is the object in the active voice will become subject in the passive voice, and the subject in the active voice becomes object in the passive voice. Here I wrote Tina subject, the glass object in the active voice. In the passive voice, what happened? The glass object becomes subject. Here in the active voice, Tina subject. In the passive voice, Tina becomes as object. That was the first rule. We have to change subject as object, object as subject. And the second one, appropriate be forms must be used. Be forms means you know, is, are, am, was, were, be, been, being. According to the subject and according to the tense, we have to use these be forms for first person, second person, third person, like that, and according to the tenses. Next one, the verb must be in the past participle. Past participle means you know, V3 form. We have to use V3 form in the passive voice. Don't go with the tense or anything. The verb must be in the V3 form in the passive voice. And next, generally the preposition by follows the verb. ఇప్పుడు కూడా verb తర్వాత మనకి by వస్తుంది. Next, the subject in the active voice becomes object. So these are all the main rules we have to follow while changing a sentence active voice to passive voice. Just we'll go with the tenses. We have present tense, past tense, future tense. According to the tenses, we have to change the sentence. Here first I wrote simple present tense. He reads a story. Here he subject, reads verb, a story object. Here he is subject, reads verb, a story object. It is in present tense. That's why here in the passive voice we have to use am, is, or are. According to the subject we have to use. Here what happened? A story object. In the passive voice it becomes as a subject. That's why here a story. Here we used to be form is. A story is read, V3 form, by him. He object form him in the passive voice. Okay. Next, present continuous. The structure of the present continuous tense is subject plus am, is, are plus V4 plus object. Here what I wrote? She is singing a song. Here she is subject, is singing, present continuous tense, a song object. In the passive voice what will happen? A song object will become as subject. A song. Is remains as same. A song is. Then what happened? Here we have to add a be form being. A song is being sing, sang, sung, with reform sung by she. Here Subject is she. That's why she object form her. A song is being sung by her. In the present continuous tense we have to use a be form being. According to the subject we have to use here is or am or are. Okay. Next, present perfect tense. Present perfect tense means subject plus has or have plus V3 form. When we will use has, the person is in third person singular, he, she, it means we will use has. Rest of the ones means first person singular and plural, second person singular and plural, third person plural, we will use have. Here that's why Rama has posted the letters. Letters plural form. Here the object will become as subject. The letters. That's why letters plural form. That's why here we used have. The letters have. Here we have to use a be form been. In the perfect tense we have to use been. The letters have been posted by Rama. If I wrote here only letter means what will happen? Just the letter has been posted by something. Here plural forms we used have. If singular means we will use as it is has only. Just we have to use the word been. Okay, that is present perfect tense. Next, simple past tense. Simple past tense means subject plus V2 plus object. Subject the cat, killed V2 the rats. The rat, according to the tense we have to use was or were. Here the rat singular, that's why I used here was. The rat was killed by the cat. If I wrote rats means the rats plural form, that's why here I used were. The rats were killed by the cat. That is past tense. Next, past continuous. As it is like a present continuous. Structure of the past continuous is subject plus was or were plus V4 form plus object. Here what I wrote, they were playing football. They plural form. That's why here were playing football. In the passive voice what will happen? Football becomes a subject. Football singular. That's why in the passive voice we will use was. Football was. Here like in the present continuous we have to use the word be form being. Was being. Play, played, played. Played V3 form by they subjective. Objective form for they is them. Hence football was being played by them. Okay. Next, past perfect tense. Structure of the past perfect tense, subject plus had plus V3. I had made a kite. I subject. Had made verb, a kite object. In the passive was a kite, and in the perfect tense we have to add been. A kite had been V3 form made only, made by I subjective form and me objective form. Okay. And the one next one, simple future tense. Simple future tense means subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object. For the first person singular and plural means for I and we will use shall, and the rest of the ones we will use will. Here what I wrote, he will help me. So me is object, he is subject. In the passive voice me becomes as subjective. So hence I. Me ki subjective form I. I is there means we have to use shall. So we have to use here be. I shall be. Help where V1 form. Here we have to write the V3 form in the passive voice. Helped V3 form. I shall be helped by he subjective. In the object form it will become as him. Hence I shall be helped by him. And the last one, future perfect tense. Structure for the future perfect tense is subject plus will have plus V3 plus object. What I wrote here, he will have read the book. He, subject, will have read. Verb, the book. In the passive voice, the book comes as subject. The book, as it is, will have. Here we have to add in be form, been. The book will have been read by he. Here subjective. In the passive voice, it becomes as objective, him. Hence the answer, the book will have been read by him. Okay, I hope you understand well. Next class I will explain about imperative sentences and again. Okay, thank you.